Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one, the only, the Azothan, and we are back with another Lordaeron the Foremath shoutcast. I hope you guys are having an awesome day today. But let's go ahead and introduce our players while we talk about this game. Lordaeron the Foremath is a control point-based Warcraft 3 custom map, and lumber is harvested normally, can be traded for gold, but you must control these items and spots around the map in order to harvest gold for the most part. There's a few gold mines and special races that get that, but otherwise, let's go ahead and introduce Ganja. Our red player is going to be stuck playing the High Elves. The game is initially split into two teams, good and evil, and High Elves start out on the good. Julian is the Lich King. He is on evil team, of course, and he'll start out in the north here, solidifying the Lich King's control over Northrend before he decides to assault the lands of the humans. His ally, Robovision, also allied to him, is the Cult of the Damned. The Cult of the Damned will work from within Lordaeron to try to destabilize them and make way for the Undead Hordes. No Bundy, same evil team. He's going to be the Burning Legion. He has Mal'Ganis and Tichondrius as agents of Lord Archimonde, and the... Sorry guys, we're just starting. I'm like, Jesus, what are all these words and names again? The Burning Legion, Jesus, for the Burning Legion. They will work to help their allies. They're not very strong at the start, but if they manage to be summoned into the world proper, they are a force to be reckoned with. Next on Team Evil, we have Triaz. Oh, that's not him. Sorry about that. We have somebody who appears to have left. No. Did Shadow Council leave? I feel like I'm missing something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You started with 11. I think they're missing the Shadow Council. Ah, fuck. Yeah, Mihal is not here. Okay, well that would have been the Shadow Council. Someone will have to take over his duties of supporting the Horde in Outland as they attempt to wipe out the last of the Draenei. This is mostly up to the Dark Horde, the Shadow Council, and the demons in the beginning, but oftentimes you find teams that don't know what they're doing, so I hope Julian has a good grip. Also on the map, we have I Am Lulz, controlling the Dragonmaw clan. Their efforts are to initially make issue with the dwarves of the Alliance, try to distract them, and allow for the Dark Horde to kind of like gobble up all this southern land before they also try to attack the dwarves. Oof. You see me rarely, says Julian, but yeah, red got the most paths. What's up? Sorry, making sure I'm not ignoring things. I wish Blizz would make these maps into actual games. Grand strategy RPGs. It's like a whole new genre. I think Seabear, that is a brilliant idea. And one that I hope that they will eventually take seriously. Alright, let's turn up those sound effects a little bit and get started on the map. We'll talk about the Alliance as we watch what they're doing. We see Robovision using some of his units to kill the creeps around the world. The forces of Lordaeron, controlled by Mordek today, they're going to have to gather up. You could Prince Galen Trollbane, Lord Oathmar Garethos, and Arthas Menethil are his heroes. Spread throughout the Alliance lands they'll eventually have to group up to face the Cult of the Damned in the north. This is the first big hurdle that the Alliance has to get past, is Grey. Robovision is a very good player. I'm excited to see what he does. Early creeping on his part is excellent. We see light blue. Our Draenei player has already evacuated. Freya, in control of the forces of the lights. Basically, forces of the light, let's be honest. It's both the Draenei in Outland and the capital of the light up here in Northrend. A later path for them will be the Scarlet Crusade should they lose one of their main heroes. Hey, Ilya. Welcome to the chat. Alright. Mordek putting pressure on the Alliance really quickly. Dark Horde usually gets wiped. Whoa! Robovision with the towers immediately. Yeah, Mordek tried to run in, kill off Kel'Thuzad. If he'd been able to do that, that would have been a stunning victory for him. I'm not convinced he couldn't have accomplished it, but he probably would have lost Arthas in the attempt. Right now, Crossbones actually making an issue of himself, attacking Alliance areas and creeping up things that could be potential gold for his enemies. This is good. Usually, an OJ there just gets crushed. So, any progress, I'm happy to see. The dwarves have as of yet to free Gnomeregan from the Trogs, so they're not going to be getting any help. Yuno, what are you up to, Duddy? Yuno, in charge of our dwarves, making almost no moves, just kind of scooting around with Falstad like, well, I've got 605 gold. I've got... Oh, this is going to go bad. I can already tell this is a newer yellow. That's okay. He's panicked. He doesn't know what to do. If you don't know what to do as yellow, one of the first things you want to do is reinforce Dun Algaz Station. This is just east of Ironforge base proper. You can bring all your units out of Ironforge, attack Normagon, take it over, build the Skybreaker with the help of the gnomes, and then scooch on east. In the meantime, you can also do a little bit of creeping with your forces and find yourself one of several gold mines that is spread around the game that you're able to utilize. They can set up a town hall and actually harvest from these gold mines, being the only race to do so. Aw, shit, son. Okay, so that was going. I just needed to make sure that recording was being saved. We'll start it again. Recording is started. Okay. And, one of the alliance races we haven't talked about yet is Triaz's race of the Ranger Corps. He has two heroes, Varisa and Sylvanas, both wind runners. And should Sylvanas die to the evil team, she becomes evil Sylvanas, resulting in the alliance losing the player. They get to keep the forces for the most part, but they lose the player, and that player spawns a number of units here in Death Knell alongside our Grey player. So save your Sylvanases. Be very, very careful, guys. It's important. Let's go Team Dragon Moss's Sea Bear. I don't know. Let's see what Dragon Moss up to. I am Lols. Haven't heard much from him, but he is. All right, he's taking some damage. I don't know from what. Did anyone manage to take out the dwarves' cannon? No. So these two cannons dictate the battle lines here in the south for quite a while. The dwarven siege cannon at Dun Algaz Station can attack most things in this area. Basically, if you're in the area around it, it's going to hit you. It's 3,000 range, and I think that's the same as the Dragon Maws Dragon Breath cannon here, which has 5,500 range. I'm sorry, it's way scarier. But the dwarves get a couple of these cannons, so it's fair. Now, I don't know what it is with the green forces heading up north, whether they're bunching up to try to attack Grey. We do see some harassment going on, some undead units, Robovision. I'm guessing using, yes, damned mages at rank level 2, able to throw out plague cauldrons that will spawn 3 zombies each, and these zombies are not inconsiderable. 840 health in the beginning. If you just lose even a unit to that, it's a little embarrassing. But he might not even lose a unit, so...
I take back what I said.
Oh boy, it's a big map game. Yeah, it is, Moab. Alright, and back into Outland. Let's see how the Draenei are doing. Well, they've grouped up. No upgrades from Freya yet on his units, but that's okay. He also hasn't taken advantage of the Eco Dome, but that's not something you usually do as a Draenei because you're busy worrying about the extinction of your race, not setting up a fucking lumber cartel. Sorry, so ignore me. And there we go. Crossbones losing these forces up here. He has 500 gold in the bank. I would love to know where his units are at the moment. Okay, still not fucking moving at all. This is bad. He seemed to think he was going to spend all of his money here and has done nothing in the south. He's not even going to try to kill the Draenei. Alright, so it looks like we've got Lawful Stupid on both sides. So I'm not too worried. Dwarves seem to be on the level of OJ. This is a new. Hey, look, newbies got to play too, right? We got to teach the newbies. So let's not be negative about this. Let's take this as a learning opportunity and go ahead and say that they're growing. I like these lines from Robovision, really chopping up the battlefield and letting them feed into a central area here. If he just keeps a few units in the back to use as bait, this positioning is really good. I'm guessing Robo's probably not sitting on too much gold. No, about 85. Let's go ahead and take a minute here to check the worst offenders. I'm Lulz at 176. That's okay. Mordex at 360. It's a little much. That's okay. This game gives you chunks here and there in the beginning. Bray at 600. That's okay. He's not under assault, but it's still odd. Triaz 182. Okay. Crossbones 400. Yeah, I expected that from you. Patriarch 8. Okay, I need to be checking on Patriarch, because this is how you can tell who you should be paying attention to, is who has the most money. Maybe not with Julian, because I know he's good, but he has way too much money. Not to say that if you're poor, you're good. Just, you know, if people are keeping their money down in the beginning, that's awesome. Alright, and now the mages are going to be joining up with the rest of the Alliance forces here in the north. I like the battle lines getting set up, preparing their reinforcement structures. This is going to be a long fight, and both sides know it. Crushing the cult is not a small thing and requires every army that the Alliance has available that isn't busy trying to fend off the Dragon Maw crushing the south. Here we go, pushing into Farstrider Lodge, a small outpost of the Ranger Corps that isn't ultimately too important. Yellow's not AFK. Yellow's just like... yeah, Ganja's say... Not AFK, he's just decided to be only Falstad Wildhammer. And say, screw it to everything else. But he's like, but I'm having fun. Good job, little buddy. Alright, Jaina decides to be annoying, casting some... Okay. There you go. Just gotta get a few workers here and repair that shit up. Lever is better than AFK. That's true sometimes. Orange AFK too. Yeah, that's true. Orange is rather, Yep, and green was dropped, so the Alliance doesn't really get to complain. Look, you've got shit on both sides. We're gonna see who comes out of the poo colander looking better, okay? Jesus, calm down. Damn ages with pictures of Jaina.
Our ally needs our help. Research complete.
I thought, or is it just when he plays them? Nope, it's only when I play them. Alright, and it looks like a small attempt to throw out... alright, no dispels mean that the army... Oh, there you go. What he's trying to do is throw his plague shields on the enemy. It's kind of like a fire shield, but they just made it poopy. Oh, Jaina! Oh, Jaina! He's running straight out of it, too. Okay. At least tell me we didn't already do this one, right? And I was like, I don't remember these choppy lines, though. I think I'd remember that. Definitely haven't seen some of these players. And Farstrider Lodge is done for. Looks like Yuna got 1-0, but still not doing much. I'm sure he's just flying around with Falstad. That's all he could be doing. Ugh, you twat. Oh god, alright, so it looks like we're finally seeing the Draenei have to actually fight now. Whoop. But they're Anchorite Warriors level 6. What did Freya fucking do? I think Freya didn't get all the units inside the shield before she teleported out and gave up Maru. Like, you can choose to abandon the base and stop using it and just leave. But if you leave your units outside, you don't get them later. He's just cost himself a pretty cool demi. I guess for nothing? Alright, well, what are you doing with all that nothing?
What are you gonna do with all that junk?
Alright, this is decent positioning from Ganja on these ballista. I like the use of them. Trying to lure his opponent out. Let's go ahead and zoom in. I think the first big fights are about to start taking place around the map. And... I mean, other than this one where they just steamrolled them. Jaina is a dread... Why do people keep saying Jaina's a dreadlord? Like, we've seen her be overcome by emotions at this point. There's not... That's a look. I would probably just stop playing Blizzard games if they tried to pull that shit on me. Stratholme's looking just fine over here. And let's go ahead and head west. See the Alliance reinforcements. Ah, the light has finally shown up, but that's okay. The initial bombardment has begun by the Alliance. They can only fit so many units in here, so it doesn't really matter how many armies they have, which is, I want to clarify, a lot. Gray, with his 4 control points, is going to have to hold this. Now, he's getting money every time he gets a tick of that Great Plague Cauldron, but... Ooh, that is a crushing amount of AoE on the front line, losing a couple towers. That's okay, the lines are still in order. And I like he's got the Undead Destroyers here to suck up the buffs from the... There it is. Yeah? No? He can absorb the buffs and heal those units. The Destroyers can soak up damage and then use that to heal. Fortunately, we're not seeing that being done at the moment. And there go a lot of Skeleton Warriors also filtering out of the base. Finally, use of the damned mages and necromancers combined. And finally... So the damned mages are making the zombies. The necromancers are making the Skeleton Warriors. Nice meat wagons, but this is just... It's too much. 4 gold, dash blue forces brown. Alright, is he teleporting in? Is Julian gonna be like, bah! He didn't get it. He didn't get it. Somebody give him the 4 gold. Shit. F11, you dingleberries. No, he didn't get it. He's trying to teleport in before his ally is defeated, which is going to be very soon. Now, let's go ahead and identify what forces the cult has left. Batch of Necromancers, a few Abominations, Damned Mages. I'm not seeing a big group of Dalaran Exiles. I think they got themselves killed in their usual suicidal rushes to put the hurt on the Squirt Locker. I don't think that's how that's said. Come on, Blue. Alright, Julian has his 4 gold. The tick is done. The war is won. Citizen soldier? He probably has pretty big force weight in here. He does. He's just got to run south. Come on, man. Buy it. You fucking have the gold, Julian. Julian, you have the gold. Is he just looking at it thinking, man, I don't know if it's worth it. I'm probably just going to get overwhelmed if I go in there. 15 minutes before TP. Oh, yeah. Maybe it's just RoboVision died too quickly. I'm like, buy it. And he's going, I can't. It's just not even an option. I don't know what you're yelling at me for. Fuck you. Alright, if he can take Lordaeron through that, he usually dies. Pretty easily. Did not appear to get... No, he does have the evasion. There's the chain heals going off, trying to keep him alive. Sylvanas in the very front. Is that intentional? I don't know if Gray spots the Sylvanas. It's a long shot, right? But, it hurts. He's surrounding the plague cauldron, hoping it'll keep him alive. Oh, he teleported out. Woo! Juno Gasai has left the game. That would be the dwarves. Is it because they lost their... It looks like they lost their army here to Brown. Yep, that was Falstad right there. No wonder he left. It's a really cool artifact. I still don't know why they give the eye to him. Plus $5 hero stats, plus 200 mana, plus 50% mana regeneration. It's so good. And upon death, Falstad is permanently dead, so keep that in mind. Actually, Light Blue blasts the time limit. After 10 minutes, he gets to auto-leave. Yeah, but if he has his units in there, doesn't he? He should have had more of them in there. Hey, Frostwolf, what's up, Bubby? This is the best timeline. The Alliance took the cult seriously and utterly destroyed them. Yeah, the cult is out. I'm sure Julian has a very kick-ass army, but now they're going to have to land. And that's okay, because the Alliance just lost their only bastion in the south. Brown essentially gets to run roughshod over everything down south, and we haven't checked on nobody, because he's doing not a lot. He killed the Draenei, but now he's stuck in Outland controlling both Green and his forces. I suspect... Good use of these nether dragons is awesome. I've incorrectly said they do chaos damage before. They don't. They're through magic, which I think is a little bit better sometimes. It's not there. Yeah, it's so perfect on certain heroes, says Julian Marino, like Terran. Gorfane will keep his healing up way longer. Oh yeah, that 50% mana regen. Get one other thing like that, you should be great. And here, oh, what is this? All right, Mordek, the Alliance. They've decided to set sail to Northrend to finally kill off the real threat. RoboVision, in the meanwhile, is hacking Northrend apart in his efforts to get ready for the Alliance to show up. Not a whole lot going on. We don't see fortifications on the coast, just a few ships is all. The dwarves can eventually launch an outpost here, but I don't think they intend to. Oh, something happened down south. Probably just an upgrade finishing. Doesn't look like anything to me. Mordek has 0-2 upgrades, 1-2 on his melee. Where else do we have? Freya's just harvesting the lumber? That seems odd, like the elves probably wouldn't allow the humans to come up in north and harvest, but that's okay. We're not role-playing, we're trying to kill people here. Uh-oh. Ping's going off. I think that means Menethil Harbor's about to be attacked. But yep, Mordek saying, what? How dare he? Yeah. This is a victory for the Dragon Maw. They'll take a little bit of damage from the towers and the defenders, but there's no army proper here. I call dibs on Green's hero, says the Burning Legion. Where do you want to attack? Julian, capital, I guess. I mean, that's kind of where most people gotta go. The other option is, of course, always Stratholm. You can land there surprisingly quickly if you use this little waterway, and then bam, bam, you're just right outside the gates, or even inside the harbor. Almost immediately. It's sneaky, and it's very rarely used, but it does give Gray a permanent base there, and I think it kind of allows for just a permanent bastion of trouble that the Alliance now has to break. I don't know if you get the gate if you take over Stratholme that way. Either way, the plague was launched, and Teal... Oh no, when the plague is launched, Teal will have the option of launching his own little mini crusade with Mal'Ganis. That's where Arthas is like, to the ends of the earth! An easy clap for the Dragon Maw. I think they're going to get a lot of free kills, a lot of inflated stats in the beginning here.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
I'm sure it is, but from what? Oh, there it is. Alright, the Alliance has launched their expedition into Northrend. Launched. We see some frigates coming up. I don't know if the army is... God, I'm sorry. I love all of these Warcraft 2 models that they've used for this. It just...
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Ah. So beautiful. Alright, here comes the Undead's attempt to defend or fend off the Alliance. Mordek's sneaking the transport ships right by, and I think he'll land just fine. There it is. I don't know if RoboVision intends to use these ghouls to defend or if he just wants them all in one corner. We don't know where his army is. My guess is it's resurrected Naxxramas. There it is. Kel'Thuzad is in Naxxramas. I'm not sure where his forces are or where it's floating exactly. It's difficult to tell sometimes with Naxxramas. And I like these scouts being sent out. Look at the shades all over the place. Throwing shade, baby. Alright, the Alliance has landed. Here's Naxxramas. Oh, get out, Nox. Nox, it's time to leave. This is a bigger Alliance push than he was expecting, but together with Blue, I think this could be perfect. He just has to wait for Blue to land, and then he lands as well. Throws his army out behind Dark Green, and if they can shut down with, I don't know, the air units, these Ankaraji Sentinels, or Akir Sentinels, are surprisingly tanky for flying, and it's 1,300 health. I mean, I feel like they could get themselves some transport ships. Alright, here comes the fight. Nice big stun from a Nubrak on the front lines of Dark Green, and they cannot stand for long. The minute Grey... Oh, shit, sorry. Did not mean to speed that up. Supposed to slow that down. Oh, this is bad news for Arthas. On the front lines, not paying too much attention. I think he's going to lose at least one hero from this, I think. Nope. He bones out with that hero group real quickly. Lordaeron Captain staying alive, core of the army as well, but most of his units have been slaughtered or being turned into undead monstrosities. Oh my god. Literally raised from the grave to fight their friends. Oh, Jeffrey, no. And again, big shout out for my favorite model in this game, Professor Futureside. And the healing goes on. Don't worry, Undead, we have great healthcare plans. You literally can't die. Vote for Arthas. He will not let you die. Alright, I'm not seeing any other big fight other than this one. I guess Purple went down south to try... Oh, never mind. Purple's brawling with Brown right now. And a number of these siege golems trying to chase off the heroes. The help of the Black Dragon Maw Whelps may be enough to wipe them out. They're not immune to magic, so they do eventually fall. Antonidas and Jaina running... I gotta say though, they look like they've killed most of Brown's army, and that alone is an accomplishment. However, if he loses Jaina, this is gonna be a little bit less interesting. Oh, that's ballsy. Oh, that's ballsy. Oh, God. Alright, he did it. And now, the Undead, another base, Freya has spawned the Scarlet the something Onslaught, the Crusade of the Butt. Okay, whatever. He got Tyrion Forgering, is what I'm trying to say, who's carrying the Ashbringer. He has as of yet to decide to go Scarlet Crusade, and I don't know if this completely locks it out, but the Valiant's Keep has been spawned. Doesn't care to defend it though. He's a little too busy elsewhere. What? And Blue was really good. He has taken over some of these free control points and creeped a lot of this land that should have gone to Dark Green in the beginning. Let's try to find out where the next big conflict's going to be. I suspect it'll revolve around Brown, because Teal doesn't want to do anything. He's just like, look, I'm going to sit here in Outland and wait. If he can open the portal to Alterac, I'll be very impressed. If he does that and then comes steaming out right when the play goes off, holy crap. GG. Win-win. Awesome. The capital is well defended at the minute.
We call this the old elven barrier. We remind ourselves of when they fought beside us.
Alright, Ganja's teleported out too.
We must lend
Whooped your ass. Were you down south trying to... Oh, alright, Young's being used now. He has 890 gold in the bank. He figure, why not use it? No one's targeting his Dwarven Siege Cannon or taking it seriously, so if they can keep actually using him as a speed bump down south, why not? That's great. Argent Crusade, thank you, Soul Eater. Not mentioned WoW lore, but this is where Garethos hates elves and dwarves because they weren't willing to go to the ends of the earth. Oh, I see. I see. So he was like a very pro-Arthas kind of guy. OJ is still AFK. Yeah, he is. Jesus, look at that money. Mihal, Murmurs finally come out. You can get him eventually if you're green. The Shadow Council raising him from Akendon. Apexis Crystals to be taken. You can also take over Kuura down here. Oshigun. Turn it into your own corrupted guy. Corrupted Noru. They're great for the mana of your army. Trust me. Better to use it and lose it than to never use it. You know what I Hey, look, another one of those gold mines only the dwarves can use. This time in, I guess, Western Lordaeron? And Purple's trying to clean... He's like Scruff McGruff taking a bite out of crime. He's going to clean up the streets right now. He's just shooing them off. He's like an old lady shooing vagrants off of her stoop. Like, go, get out of here. Shoot. Back with you. Get out. Right into a bigger army, we're thinking. Oh, a much bigger army. Alright, Robovision. It looks like the Plague is about to be launched. He has his own heroes, Noxoramus. I don't know where it is. There it is. Noxoramus, the Dread Citadel, floating over the lands of Lordaeron, approaching the capital. The only people who are able to help, a small contingent of elves and a number of knights that had just happened to be hanging out. Dalaran is just south, but I don't know if they're ready to fight the main force. They'll take out the Great Plague Cauldron first, and High Elves are here. Alright, they're spread everywhere, ready to go. And here goes Teal's little mini crusade. Nobody using his undead units. Yeah, if they don't get out soon, this is bad. A surprisingly coordinated defense against this already. Argent Crusade and the Ranger Corps more than ready to meet this undead attack. Let's zoom in on the action now, boys. They've dropped the Elven Guard Towers to allow them to see the Dreadlords just in case they come around. Oh, Trios is not new here, but nice targeting there by No Bundy, making sure to take out these Elven Guard Towers to keep his Dreadlords secret, keep them safe. Never mind, he said fuck that. Alright, he's producing a lot of units. Nobody, I don't know how much money you had. They can't call you no money. Damn. Uther the Lightbringer bringing the fight straight to Tichondrius. And Tyche runs away. Super not excited to have that happen. Alright, let's slow this down as we're going to have two fronts now, and a huge force of undead are now assaulting the main capital. Look, they might kill Teal's little mini army going for Stratholme, but if the undead actually manage to break into Capital City right now, and I want to be clear, the gate health tells me they will. This is terrible. Arthas, Prince Galen, and Oathmar Garethos now no longer willing to defend the main capital city, or just completely unable to get by the army that is attacking it. What do you do to get through this? It's just so many. And there were no cannon towers made, and nice teleportation ability. It's Julian using the Orb Weavers for exactly what they should be used for. Infiltration. Look at the health on them. It's a 1200 hit point unit. God, I keep forgetting how tanky Nerubian units are. Oh, they're so good. Uther don't play that shit. No, he just kicked him straight out. Let's see how he's doing. Oh, they had to teleport back home like bitches, just cowering around daddy's knees like, he hit me. I'm a big paladin man. Sorry, back to the fight. Umlaut. We're being very umlaut right now. And High Elven Archers kicking the butt. Cocking the Burt. Sylvanas Windrunner not here? Oh, there she is. Hey, look, if you could just kill her, that's the one time I'm like, yeah, hero aim, absolutely. Now I want to be clear though, Mal'Ganis did manage to get close enough to Stratholme to set off the Plague event, so Stratholme is kind of under assault right now. I don't know if he's going to attempt to aim the tower, but there we are. Lorthamar and Anastarian Suntrider show up, highly damaged, but utilizing the Skybreaker. Gensei may have, or left, yeah, Gusei may have left. But his allies are making good use of his race's tools, such as the Skybreaker, a flying transport unit with... It's basically a flying superiority unit. Julian Reno, I'm guessing, having broken in, crushed, there it is, Lordaeron Palace, reduced to rubble. And Naxxramas and the corrupted capital now stand over the lands of Lordaeron. Let's head west and see, some units starting to come in. The Cult of the Damned leading the charge against them, heading directly to Stratholme, which has just survived the plague. They're heavily damaged and hurt. Can they survive? 1-3 upgrades now from Fea. His Paladin Knight's extremely powerful, able to heal and deal exorcism damage to undead units. He's got steam tanks so he can bomb the lines of the undead when they show up, and a huge number of High Elven archers have gathered to help hold this line. There's only 2 places they can hold. The back gate of Stratholme, or the bridge that leads between the lands, eastern and western. There's one other option where the undead break these trees that lead into Quel'Thalas and just use that, or, you know, any number of landing opportunities. However, those tend to be a little bit more well guarded. Let's go ahead and see what's heading out this way. More undead still spawning from the plague event, not yet ready to respond to this. And the elves decide to meet the Cult of the Damned head on. But there we can see Not's plague ability right on the front line, used to bring up enemies. Oh no, Trios, you gotta leave now. Look at all of the plague shields that have been dropped on the High Elven archers. They don't have the health to tank this. Trios, this is feeding. What are you doing? Get your Ranger Corps out of there. Oh no. Oh, no, laddie. Yeah, they're like, dude, stop feeding this shit right now. Get the... this feels like intentional feed. Right? Anyone else feel that felt like a lot of feed for the Undead army? Which is now more than happy to continue streaming in. I think Blue should actually head up north and attack the back gate. They have such a huge force, and it's clear the Alliance intends to hold here. Let Gray's force fight forever. Land Naxxramas right back here, and just keep being a pain in their ass. Just dictate the new lines. But, alright, looks like it's just going to be a lot of summons going across the line, and Dispel's being used to wipe out those forces before they get to do too much damage to the front. I like that. Now, that's probably being used by Freya's priests as well as the enchanters here. But remember, most races do have some form of Dispel, whether it's targeted or AoE. Try to use that more often. It's always sunny when Nax is dead. It spawns a gold mine doors can farm from. I love that. Oh, I thought you said it's always sunny. Yes, it's always funny. Because the interior of Naxxramas has its own personal gold mine. And here goes the fight again. Let's slow it down and see where the big players on the map are. Gandra's obviously up north with these two, but... Oh, I Am Lulz went for the Twilight Hammer clan, deciding to go his own route. Okay, saying "Furk it." OJ's still AFK. That's unfortunate. That only leaves one last question, right? I think... No, Matriarch's up there. Nobody, where are you? Oh, he's down south trying to pick fights with Dalaran. Matriarch must be dealing with him instead of being up north, right? Oh, he is. Look, locked out of his own city. Now, the demons don't have the forces to take the city, I don't think. Not if Matriarch actually tries to defend it. But this is terrible. I'm glad that Brown decided to become his own faction. This will make things a little bit more interesting going on. So let's go ahead and pause it here. We've had a lot of crazy fights go down, and I think we're about to have the second half go off. This will be part 1. Thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube, on Twitch. Please stay here because we're going to keep going right now. Bye, guys.